for that. Like, let's go on over here. So get this, the Global Health Ranking has identified South Africa as the most unhealthy country in the world. The statistics show that South Africans between the ages of 30 and 70 have a 26% probability of dying from cardiovascular disease, cancer, or even diabetes. Let's discuss this now. I'm joined by health expert Gulia Cruz-Kolo. Thank you very much for your time this morning. This was a bit of a difficult one to take in. The most unhealthy country in the world. Can you believe it?
It's absolutely alarming, Dudu. It really is. I mean, it's not just in Africa, it's the whole world. But I think it's a wonderful wake-up call for all of us South Africans. So instead of seeing it as doom and gloom, as something negative, let's use it as a wake-up call to say, what are we doing? What are we putting into our mouths? Why are we not moving more? So I see it as something positive, as a wonderful wake-up call to make some changes in our lifestyles.
A positive wake-up call. Let's talk about what it is that we do put in our mouths. Oftentimes you want to check the contents of what's actually in your food, and sometimes you just take it in because you trust that wherever it is that you're ordering from, they're giving you the right things. But is that enough? What do you need to do on a personal capacity to actually make sure that what goes in is just as healthy as what you put on the outside?
You know, Dudu, I try and keep things really simple, and my rule of thumb is as close to nature as possible. So in other words, if you look at fast foods, takeaways, that is very far away from what nature intended. So the rule of thumb is go back to basics. Lots of fruit, lots of vegetable, whole grains, legumes, good quality protein. We tend to live in a culture of fast food and convenience because we're stressed and we don't have time to prepare food. So we often go to our local takeaway and get fast food meals. And when you start to understand that the calories in your food are often empty, there's no nutrition there. So you're getting in calories but without the nutrition. And so the body becomes deprived of essential nutrients. So I think what people need to do is to become more aware of when they go shopping for food, what are they buying? If they buy a boxed item, look at the ingredients, what is in there. Because a lot of the time, there's a lot of hidden sugar and salt in foods. So if you go to your fruit and vegetable counter, that's where you should do the bulk of your shopping and have more fresh foods and less processed foods. Definitely less sugar. We tend to be quite addicted to sugar. And also, Dudu, we need to move more.
We need to move more. Put that cell phone, that tablet, that computer down and move. Of course, we know that we have the highest obesity rate in sub-Saharan Africa. We're also the biggest beer alcohol guzzlers on the continent. Just how much pressure does this put on the health system? Not only the health system, but psychologically. What does this do as well?
Well, if you are terribly obese or overweight, what happens is you have less energy, you're less mobile. Sometimes you find that people are sick more often, so it puts a strain on the business economy. Also on the healthcare system, because people who tend to be obese have diabetes, have heart disease, they have to go on medication. So it puts a huge strain on the health system. And also what happens is, you know, if you are using alcohol to medicate yourself instead of facing your problems, it also has an impact on the family system. So the impact is huge.
The impact is huge. Unfortunately, that's where we have to leave it. Julia, thank you very much for your time this morning, and she's a health expert.